Yo, what's going on, everybody? I know it's been a couple of weeks since I have been over here and worked on the LS. Sorry, it's kind of bright outside. But today I am over here and I am working on the LS. There's a few reasons for why there hasn't been any content on the LS or why I haven't been working on it. Main one just being that I've been pretty busy with a lot of stuff. I've got a lot of stuff on my plate right now, and honestly the next couple of months are going to be really hectic for me, leading up to my move to Chattanooga in August. So yeah, I have a lot going on and I don't have all the money in the world, and I also am super busy with work and traveling for events, which is also work technically. So yeah, it's been kind of hard for me to find time to come over here and do stuff. And I came over here a couple of weeks ago, and I was going to film some stuff and get some work done on the car. And I decided to take all of the knuckles off of the car because I was going to get them ready to take to my work and have them press new bearings in, because it just needs new wheel bearings. And it was a nightmare. I got really frustrated with it. A spacer ended up getting stuck on the back and I couldn't get it off, and I was cutting at it for hours and I was just really aggravated, and so I just wasn't having a good day and didn't feel like doing anything that one day that I came over here to do stuff. So hopefully today is better, but I have some cool things to talk about, couple things to go over, and really just what's going to be happening with the car and when it's going to be done. So yeah. Alright, so first thing I can talk about is these. So yeah, you can't find these tires anywhere right now, and for me personally, these are my go-tos for stretch tires. If you find a tire that you like and you trust and you have good luck with it, you should probably stick with it, because the last thing that you want is shitty tires or debeating when it comes to stuff like this. So yeah, ATR Sport 2s have been my solid go-to. I have never had any issues with them. But of course, since COVID, they've, I guess, just been super back-ordered and you cannot find them. I know in some sizes you can, maybe smaller sizes you can, blah, 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 but the specific sizes that I need, I could not find anywhere. And so I got really lucky that a friend of mine, shout out F80 Cam, literally had the exact set, fronts and rears, brand new, sitting in his garage that he didn't end up using for his gram lights. Which may be having some of you begging the question, are your wheels here? No, they're not. I have no idea what's going on with my wheels. Last I heard, they were back ordered on Lips and Barrels, and so I really don't know at this point. I get it, it's part of the game. I kind of need them. So yeah, it's going to be cutting it close, and I really hope that by the end of this month, which is May, I hope that they're here. And I have tires for them now, which is great, because I was worried about that. The wheels are going to come in and I wouldn't be able to get tires anywhere. So for the fronts, 235, 35 R19s. The front wheels will be 19 by 10.5. And then for the rears, we have a 245 35 R19, which obviously is not all that much different than a 235. These will be going on an 11.5. So 235 35 on a 10.5 is what I've pretty much run for the longest time on my fronts. And then in the rear, the last wheels, the rotiforms, were 12s. My previous VIPs were 11.5s. I never really found a stretch that I felt like worked the best, and because everything is so extreme with the fitment on this car, I have to run a smaller tire size. I tried to find a 255 30 if I could, and I couldn't. I don't think that they make them in these tires, so I settled for a 245 35, and hopefully that's going to be pretty good. I know it's going to be a decent stretch, but I need that. Alright, here's the car. It's been a little while since you guys have seen it. It's obviously just sitting in the same state that it was with the primer on it. Tons of bodywork stuff that needs to get finished up, but today there is a few things that I want to address. One of them, which I'll probably get onto later, is that fucking spacer. But one thing that I do need to do, which I've been meaning to do for a while, is pull the front struts off, which I may as well do that now because the knuckle isn't in there in the way. Take those off and adjust them upwards, because right now with the NRCA and how the struts are sitting, the car literally does not raise at all. It takes a little bit of weight off of it, but it can maybe raise up like that much. So yeah, that needs to be addressed immediately. The other thing that I wanted to talk about is these. My side skirts, which if you guys have seen the other video, I plan to turn into a one-off, one-piece side skirt. I'm hopefully going to make some progress on that soon, but I do have a really cool update that I'm going to talk about in a second with these, and I'm very excited about it. Have seen me mock this up before. Basically, the plan is that this cladding piece right here is going to get molded in with this, so it's all one piece, and then the same with the rear cladding. Now, one of my biggest concerns is that this is made of ABS plastic. It's got some flex to it. I mean, it's pretty sturdy, but the problem is this is fiberglass, this is plastic. And merging them two together is obviously going to create this weak spot between them because they're made of different materials and one of them flexes in a different way than the other one, blah, blah, blah. And so the last thing that I want to do is catch them on something and then just kind of crack any kind of work that I've done here. We'll really have to worry about that. And then also having to repair it, if this gets broken, it's just going to be an absolute bitch to repair. So I was like, damn, I wish I had fiberglass. Well, somebody, which I'll put his Instagram on the screen, came in clutch and sent me these, which are artisan replacement cladding pieces. Usually they have a vent on them, but these ones don't. And they are fiberglass. So yeah, it's gonna make this a whole lot easier. Okay, next thing to talk about, where is my kit? I dropped the kit off in Atlanta in January. Gave the kit to Scotty. Scotty's a good friend of mine. He agreed that he would repair it. He's human, it's not his business. I don't expect anything much, but yeah, I don't have the kit back yet, and I didn't really want to start the skirts until I could have that because I want to make sure that they end up sitting at the exact same height. So I'm a little concerned with obviously the kit not being here and the wheels not being here, with everything coming together in the next 2 months. Doing what I can, and hopefully things come back together and we get this shit done. Which, of course, brings me on to the next point. What is the plan? When is the car getting done? Is it ever going to get finished? My rough plan right now is that I will be moving to Chattanooga at the start of August. I will be moving out of my current apartment on the 10th of July. That's when my lease is up. That's when I have to move out. The lease for this shop is up on the 1st of August. I should be moving to Chattanooga at the start of August. Basically, here's roughly how I think things are going to go, or how I would like them to go. I want to get this car basically completely ready for paint. I need it on the ground and driving around so that I can put test miles on it before it goes to paint. In order for me to do that, I need the kit here. I really do kind of need the wheels because I need to drive it with those wheels on. Yeah, it has to be out of this shop and it has to go off to paint. When I move to Chattanooga, when I move out of here, I won't have anywhere to keep this car and I won't have anywhere to work on this car. I will be moving into like another shitty apartment, which I obviously cannot work on the car there. And so yeah, it needs to be somewhat together and it needs to be dropped off for paint so that, you know, for however long it takes, you know, a few months, whatever, it can just be taken care of and I don't have to worry about it. And so that really gives me 2 months from, well, I mean, when you're watching this video, it may just be like 6 weeks because this may be delayed when it comes out, but it's not a whole lot of time to get a decent amount of stuff done on this car. And also there are quite a few things that are out of my control, such as the wheels and the kit. Yeah, and I mean, there's certain things that I obviously can't do until I have those things that are out of my control, which sucks, but I mean, that's just how it is. I'm not like irritated with anybody, I'm not upset, I'm just trying to like mentally figure out what the plan is, and I guess expect the worst if I can. But yeah, I mean, yeah, that's the rough plan, is that this car needs to be moving pretty much by like the end of May. I need to really have it driving around for at least a couple of weeks before it goes off to paint. When I move out of my apartment on July 10th, I need to move all of my furniture and everything into this shop and store it here, and I'll sleep on a friend's couch or whatever for a couple of weeks until I move to Chattanooga of which everything needs to be out of here and going to my new place, and this thing needs to be gone and out of sight, out of mind. But there's a few things that I can kind of do, which I think is what I'm gonna try and start working towards. One of them being the skirts. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna talk to Scotty and have him measure the bumper from like the corner mounting point where it meets the radius of the arch down to the bottom of the bumper, have him measure how long that is and basically use that measurement to start making these skirts. That's my biggest thing, is I was wanting to have the kit back so that I could make sure that the skirts end up sitting at the exact same height as the front and rear bumper, and I don't really have to like worry about any kind of issues of maybe them sitting lower or them sitting higher. Sitting lower would not be the worst thing, sitting higher would absolutely be horrible. It's terrible to see a front bumper that sits lower than the skirts, which is actually how my old skirts looked on here. So yeah, I definitely want to get working on that ASAP. And yeah, the other thing is I obviously need to get this thing back roadworthy, so that includes me doing the wheel bearings. There's going to be some maintenance stuff that needs to get taken care of on this thing because it sat for so long. I also need to finish up the bodywork stuff. It's tough because I'm not a bodywork person. I'm doing the best that I can with it, and I have done a pretty good job. I will give myself some credit. The stuff is hard, and it just takes a lot of time, and it takes a lot of energy too. And, you know, when I come over here and I do like a 12-hour day of sanding, I'm beat. Like, I don't want to touch the thing for like 2 weeks after that. It's tough. So yeah, the entire other side of the car still needs to get work done. The plan is I'm going to get it as close as I can. So that the general shape is there, and for the most part everything looks pretty good, and then it will be handed off to the paint and body guys and they will take care of the rest of it. Yeah, there's a lot to get done in like a relatively short time frame, and I know that some people watching this may just be like, dude, 2 months is a lot of time to get like not even that much stuff done, but to me it's a lot, especially with the amount of stuff that I'm juggling right now. Work is about to get extremely busy. We are opening a whole new facility, so we're moving everything over to there, and I'm in charge of all of the media side of things for that. That's a pretty big deal. Trying to stay on top of doing events and vendoring, because I mean the business is one of the most important things to me right now. I'm obviously trying to move at the same time, trying to keep inventory updated, and obviously trying to put out content for you guys as well. All of this, and also trying to like make enough money to live. It's not all that easy. It's pretty stressful, but I'm just staying busy, and honestly being busy keeps me happy, so I'm not like unhappy with anything that's going on. I'm just a little stressed. I apologize that in this video I didn't really work on anything. I pretty much just wanted to put out a talking video to give you guys an update as to what's going on with the car, what to expect. I mean, hopefully you guys are still excited about it. Obviously I am. I don't want to be put in a position where I have to rush anything on the car, because that's when mistakes are made, and I don't want it to be finished and me be like, damn, I wish I did this different, or I wish I could go back and do this. And unfortunately, that's kind of how things happen sometimes. Like, you have a deadline, there's things that are out of my control. And so if that ends up happening and I'm a little disappointed with some things, I'll take it as a learning lesson. I know that this car is never going to be 100% perfect. It just isn't. This is my first build ever. As long as I'm happy with it and it turns out the way that I want it to be, that's all good with me. So yeah, general shape, front and rear, I'm decently happy with. I still haven't put any extra work into getting this perfect yet. I have had some advice from a few people about how to go about this, and I would love to get onto that. Especially back here, like I'm really happy with how this is coming together. So yeah, there's a few things that need to be addressed, but you know, I just have to focus on a few other things, such as this fucking bullshit. So this side has still yet to be touched. This is a mess still. I haven't had a chance to touch this, and so obviously I'll still have to bodywork all of this and then blend into this, and there's going to be a bunch of work around this shit right here because it's just absolutely awful. Inside of the door jamb, kind of similar story. Like, there's just going to be a lot of work that needs to be done. That's just the way of it. But so as of right now, there is one thing that is a huge concern to me with the car, and it is rear clearance, and I'll kind of show you what I'm talking about. The radius higher, the inside is tubbed, everything is extremely solid, and there is tons and tons of clearance in there. There is one point, however, where it does sit lower, and I am concerned about it hitting. So obviously you can see how I did this piece with the door. Everything looks pretty good, but the problem is the door jamb does have to sit a little bit lower right there because, well, we had to do all of this. And I didn't want to sacrifice the way that this like edge looked with that. So like if I did the tub like the whole way around, like up that high, I feel like this door line would have just looked super weird. And so, yeah, I'm a little worried with how tight I am cutting it close on this edge right here. Until I have those wheels, I literally have no idea. And I do not want to send this thing off to paint until I have those wheels. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. I apologize this wasn't that interesting of a video, just really information. But if you would like to see this build done, please just keep supporting the brand like you have been. I know a lot of people just support the brand because they like the shirts, whatever. Either way, I love it, and thank you guys so much. Hopefully, the growth that I've been seeing so far, hopefully by the end of the year it's very sustainable, and we can grow to do more. I'd really like to pick up another project after I'm done with this car and hopefully expand into doing more stuff, but the brand is what enables me to do these things. So yes, thank you guys so much for supporting my dreams and buying the merchandise. I'm going to continue to put out some sweet designs and some quality products. So just stay tuned to my Instagram at LEP_automotive. Watch the stories on there. That's where I usually post about what events are coming up, what new stuff is coming out. And also, if you want first access to new drops and stuff, subscribe to the mailing list on the website. It gives you early access. Anyways, guys, thank you so much. Hopefully you guys are excited about the car. We'll see you in another video really, really soon, actually, because I'm going to be working on the car today. Bye.